are like a brand new coach, or if you have a coach, like let's say you sponsor a coach, then you can kind of add them to, you know, obviously our team page, but then our, you know, Coach Basics as well. So I want to do these more frequently on maybe like Mondays, and then I do those Emerald calls too, which on before the team call, which I think are really helpful. But I want to just go over the business activity tracker. If you guys raise your hand if you've heard about the business activity tracker. Okay. And then how many of you like use it or like are kind of using it? Okay. This is something that Beachbody recently put together, and I really think it's like one of the key things that will help you build your business, because this is not a business that just grows immediately overnight. It's something that you do small, consistent, you know, small, simple steps that they're easy to do or they're easy not to do. So it's really the coaches that are doing these things when they don't want to do them, or when, you know, they're busy or whatever the situation is, but they choose to sit down and make sure that they get their business activity tracker done. Those are the coaches that see success, because it's easy to just kind of put off the business activities, the essential activities. And it's easy to do them too. So really this business can be done by anybody. It's just those that choose to do those vitals that are really important. So the number one thing is being a product of the product, is having your own story, your own program that you are following. If you're doing a program, then you're so much more likely to then want to share about it and invite other people. So that's a really key important thing. So just really quickly, why don't you guys share with me what program you're currently following right now?
I just got certified in the Ultimate Portion Fix.
Okay, cool.
So I started that, and even though the workout started last week, I started them today.
Me too.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. So that's like the day one of the new program.
Yep.
And I did the exact same thing, because I didn't like that it came out at noon. I wanted to I do mine in the morning, so I decided to do day one today too. So,
yeah.
We'll just go in over here. Sarah, what program are you doing?
On my second round of Transform 20.
Okay, cool. And you did it for the first time when it came out?
Yes, I started when everybody else started, and I'm about to do my last week of Transform 20.
Okay.
This time, so.
And do you have an idea what you're going to plan on doing next?
I think I'm going to either do the Lift 4, or I'm really waiting for the Lift 4 Transformation that's coming out.
The combo.
April 13th.
Oh yeah, yep. I saw that. They posted about that.
Yeah.
That's good. And I strongly believe, like, I've been a coach for 7 years, so every single month at least I'm restarting my journey. So you'll see me like literally talking about day one, you know, and I've been doing this for 7 years. So it's like one of those things that just because you start a program and you finish it, you don't want to just stop. You want to continuously starting over, because that's how you're going to find those new people that want you, is by you starting another program. So like I said, I'm doing day one today with a lot of people. Nikki, which one are you doing?
I'm doing Ultimate Portion Fix with the workouts. I started today as well. And then I'm also doing the performance line with that.
Okay, great. And that's good too. So I saw that you're doing that because I saw your stories. Like, I creep on my coaches all the time, like, to see what they're doing. So when they do come to me, I'm like, well, I don't see you sharing, or I don't see this. So I see that you started that. So that's good. What about you? And if you guys are on and you just have background noise, you can just mute yourself and then unmute yourself if you want to say something. Let's see who's next here. Keep going in and out. Sherry?
Hey, I'm currently doing the Ultimate Portion Fix with the workouts too. That's already after finishing like Transform 20, almost 2 rounds.
Okay. Nice. And who is your coach, Sherry?
Liana.
Okay. I was going to say, because people said, yay. And then let's see, Carissa, which program are you doing?
I'm actually doing T20 again, and then I'm going to be doing the hybrid when that comes out.
Okay. Awesome. So just a little bit of background. I can't figure out whose it is. Maybe it's just a phone or something. Everybody's like muted, so I don't really know. Okay. Heather, which program are you doing? Oh, I mute you. There you go.
Okay. I'm doing the ultimate portion fix in the real-time 21-day fix, and then I'll be doing the extreme when she runs into that as well.
Okay. Great.
And I'm actually on day 8 today, and I showed up at the gym down the road to do it, and there was a few other people that were working out too, and they're like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm casting a beach body workout, and so they joined me too.
Oh,
so,
that's awesome.
And so it was cardio, and they were all dying with me, so it felt good.
And then, yeah, you're like, follow me on Instagram. Here's my That's awesome. I love to do that too, like take it to the gym or take it outside. That's great. So Jennifer, what are you doing?
Hey, so I actually just finished T20 today. I'm still in my workout clothes. And then I'm going to start the ultimate portion fix. I'm going to wait till Monday to start it because I have some coaches starting with me. And then this week I'm just going to do a few random workouts. So
Okay. Awesome. And then I think, did I get everybody or no? I think so. Okay, great. So that's one of obviously the first vital is you want to be doing a program, right? And then the second thing is inviting. So I've been doing this for 7 years, guys, and I can't stress how important it is to send invites. Number one, sometimes we might think like people that are watching us on our Instagram stories is a great way to send an invite. People that are new followers is a great way to send invites. Your friends or your family, or maybe those people, Heather, at the gym that you were telling it about, maybe get their contact information. Most of the time, like 80% or maybe like 90% of the time, people aren't always going to come to us. And I think it's like a very misconception that people are going to just immediately flock to you when you start sharing about your story. It's actually, a lot of people are just maybe like shy, or they don't exactly understand. Like you kind of have to look back and see how you were following your coach. And chances are, with a show of hands, like, did your coach invite or initiate the conversation? Like, let's just see, right? My coach invited me for 3 years before I finally decided to do this. So don't ever like assume that somebody is going to, just because they might say not now, they might, be wanting to follow you a little bit more, but you always have to be sending the invite. Okay. So one of the biggest things when we're brand new coaches is we are a little bit maybe afraid, or we don't know what to say. I honestly think it's less is more. A great example would just be maybe seeing who watches your stories, or somebody that, follows you, something along the lines of, hey girl, like, I saw that you were watching my stories. Thanks so much. Would you be interested in joining one of my boot camps one time, or learning some more information about it? It's like super, super simple. And we have the invite script that you can use. But why I talked about starting a program in the beginning is because if you're not doing a program yourself and sharing about the story, don't you feel kind of icky about inviting somebody? Right? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be like, 100% like all the time. You can kind of share about, if you missed a day or the struggles or whatever. But if you're not doing a program, or at least doing something, then you're more likely not going to invite somebody. So I usually tell my new coaches to just send the invite. The worst that can happen is somebody says no, or maybe not right now. Usually, guys, like, people are so nice, and it actually is, they'll just be like, not right now, or, I'll give you my email. Like, they're not going to like defriend you or like unfollow you. More likely, they're going to start watching you more. They're going to be creeping on your page. They're going to be following your stories. I have several people that watch my stories over and over again, and I probably invited them 3 to 4 times, and they still don't even respond to me, but they're still watching me. So just show me with a hand, like show of hands. Does any, like Leanna, I know that you've been doing this for a while. Is that kind of how you feel about the inviting?
Oh, for sure. Like, honestly, I get so many no's that it's just brush it off, because you know that they're still watching. They're actually going to pay more attention now that they know what you're doing and like what you're offering than before, where it was just a random person doing workouts. Now you can like share a lot, way more just because of that first invite. But yeah.
Exactly. So sending the invites is super, super important. And let me just share this with you guys really quickly. So this is in our coach group, and we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but this is the business activity tracker. So I think you guys are the show of hands. This is something that I strive to do every single day. I don't like how it starts on a Thursday, but that's because the week starts on a Thursday. Like initiating connections and adding followers. This is really important. This goes along with this is obviously the first one we talked about, is the being approved for the product. And the second one we're talking about is the inviting step. So I really like this guide because it breaks down the inviting step really easily. Not just, before it was just be a product of the product, invite, personal development. This actually tells you exactly what to do every single day. So initiating connections and adding new followers. So obviously this has a higher time rate, because when you're brand new, you want to start growing your following, because the more eyes that you have on your journey, the more likely that people are going to start to follow you and your story and, your posts and watching you. So initiating connections and adding followers is part of what we call the invite. So I don't know if somebody like Leanna or maybe Jen, if you guys want to share how you grow your connections and add followers. I'm just throwing you on the bus here.
Sure. Lee, do you want to go first?
You can go.
So to add to my network, I usually just look up like somebody that has a big following that I like, say like a fashion blogger, a food blogger, or like a hashtag that I like. And I just go through their like people who like their photos, and I just look and I'm like, oh, okay, she looks cool. And I don't spend too much time. I actually just add like 50 a day is my goal, sometimes 100, but that's because I'm really trying to grow my network. And then I use Cleaner. I do that Monday through Friday. I add 50 to 100 people. And then they start popping up in your news feed. You see who follows you back. So I always try to make some kind of connection with them. I don't just like invite them. I'm just like, oh, hey, so we had a lot in common. I have a dog. So if they have a dog like mine, I make that connection. And then usually, after conversation happens, I'll invite them to the group. A lot of times they either say no, or they say, hey, yeah, I want more information. And then they get to the price and they say no. But a lot of times those people that say no, like Lee said, they are watching you now. And I've had people that I've asked 6 times and they didn't even respond. And then I sent hey, I'm going to take you off my list. If you ever need me, I'm around. And then they're like, oh, wait, no, I'm interested now. So you never know who's watching you. And I use Cleaner at the end of the week, usually on Sundays. Anyone who didn't follow me back, I use that to unfollow them, because you don't want to be following more people than are following you. You want to kind of, have the number of people that are following you higher. So that's kind of my everyday thing. Make connections, follow 50 people, invite people, follow up with people who didn't get back to me. That's a big thing. Make sure you're following up, because sometimes I follow up with people 3 to 4 times before they ever get back to me.
Awesome. Yeah. So Cleaner is an app that you can use that she was talking about. And the other one that I like is Captivate. Mm-hmm. It's like an easy way to look up, maybe like I like whatever, Brittany Aldean, right? Because I like country. So you can go on the app Captivate, and you can look at like who likes her posts. And then like Jennifer said, I don't spend too much time on like digging into their profile. I kind of just look at the picture. And if I like look like it's somebody, that's like the girl or whatever, I just send the follow, and you can do that on Captivate really easily. So I do the exact same thing. I don't think about it too much. I send the follow, or you can also look up hashtags like first year teacher, because I know, Nikki, you're a teacher. So like I was a teacher, so I love following teachers. So I'll go on like a popular teacher, Instagram page, and I'll just quickly send the invite. And then, that's actually how a couple of girls joined me this past month, was like, they were like, I don't even know how you started following me. Like, I've been following you for a while. Like, I don't even know who you are really, but now I do. So it's just like, don't be afraid to send it, because you're going to build the relationship with the person. If they want to follow you and you want to follow them, it's going to be like that match right away. So awesome. Leanna, do you want to add to that a little bit?
I mean, I basically do. Okay, I'm unmuted. I basically do that same thing, but I go mostly into, like, let's say I'm a freak about my planner. So I'll go into like Passion Planner and like see the people that are, using a planner or anything related to planners, or like the FabFitFun subscription box, and I do the same. I look at the people that like those and just start adding, just because first of all, we already have something in common that I know of. Like either they're really interested in planning, or they have the subscription box, because then we can literally talk about every single product that's in there. And like, there's a lot of products in those boxes, but like we already have like that one-on-one connection. And actually what I started doing that changed everything basically was, instead of that first talk with the person, instead of saying, hey, thanks for the follow, do you want to join me, or some type of script like that, what I've been doing is like, hey, thanks for following me, sending positive vibes your way. Like being more of a connection rather than like so salesy. And then what I'll do is, you kind of gauge how the conversation goes. A lot of times it's like, oh my God, you're so nice, like blah, 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 and you flow a conversation. But I'll kind of track it to then maybe send them a message like 2 weeks later saying, hey, I don't know if you saw, but I have this virtual gym. Do you want to join? So I try to make it more of like a real one-on-one connection rather than being so salesy, because I've had a lot of people come up to me and be like so blunt, like, here's a giant paragraph of what I have to offer. Do you want to read through like several scrolls? No one wants to do that. No one has the time to do that. So like, for me, this is like a journey in the community and all that stuff. So like, I would rather be best friends with this person and like be one-on-one with this person rather than it just being a number on a chart or something. Yeah. So that's how I kind of go about it, because we're all in this together.
You find them and then you like initiate the conversation, or like you said, sometimes you might offer, I'll offer them like, I have a free group, or I have an email newsletter that I send out, or recipes, just kind of giving that like connection without immediately sending the invite. So I love that, because that whole step is just growing your following and then growing like your community of people that are following you. Because every single one of us starts out, like, I think I started with 100 people when I first started. Like, it's all going to be your warm market. And then from there, it just takes time doing the BAT, the little activities every day to kind of grow your niche of people. But like Leanna said, like, she got really specific about her passion planner, right? Or I'm sure Jen got specific about her dog. So, or, Nikki's a first year teacher. So you really want to zone in on like who you are as a person, because you're going to have such a better connection with finding those people. Cool. Thanks so much. Okay. So let's go into the next one. So do social media posts and showcase the benefits of your healthy lifestyle or call to action. So I know a lot of people use the polls on Instagram, like their stories. Does everybody do stories here, or like you not sure how to do a story? No? Okay. So in our coach group, we have under the tab where it says learning, so if you go into the coach group and click on learning, I have like specific videos on exactly what Jennifer's talking about and Leanna. It's actually a video of me on my Instagram, like how to find people and then how to do a story. But in the stories, has everyone done a poll, or are you like still waiting to do a poll? Yes? Okay. I think the easiest thing, a way to do what they said in this one is like, you know, that you share about that you have a challenge group is through a poll, because people can easily press, and you never want to say no or yes. You want to do like yes or like sure, give me info. Like all the polls are usually like something yes or like maybe or something like that. And then that's a great way for them to like not have to reach out to you, but then you can look and see who commented on your polls, and then you can reach out to those people. And that's actually how the past 2 girls have joined me, is they voted on a poll. So it is important to share about like your day and other things that you like to do, but then also put in there like that you have a challenge group, or that you have an accountability group, or that you're doing this program and that you're looking for people to join you. Because again, people don't know that you want them to join you unless you specifically say like, I'm looking for 5 to 10 people that are doing, you know, join me. And you can actually like I follow other coaches just to get ideas of like how they're sharing that. You know, I know a lot of girls will do, they'll have like a picture and it'll be like spring into fitness, and then they'll have like the names, right? Or like, you know, we want you to join you. So like things like that are giving people like an option to opt into the challenge group that you're talking about. Let me hold on one second. Let me share this. And okay, so that is something that they give like 10 minutes, right? So again, the first 2 things are being a product of you and then the inviting. And those are the 2 things that are going to help you grow your business the fastest. Like, you know, being in the team pages and things like that, those are things that you want to do after you do your most vitals first for yourself, because that's going to grow your business faster for you. And then they're going to find, you know, it's really fun to find those people that you want, you know, that are going to join you in your challenge group. So a call to action. And then they give really specific on the IG and the Facebook stories. So I don't know for show of hands, like, do you guys do Facebook stories, or do you mostly, does anyone do Facebook stories? Kinda? Yeah? Okay. I need to start doing this. I think I could probably just do the same thing as the Instagram. But for the most part, I do my stories on my Instagram. But apparently you can do both. So your daily life, just like a little thing, a clip, like it's actually one of the biggest top 3 things you're going to get excuses are time, or they're too busy, right? So actually showing that you are busy too kind of like eliminates the people's excuses. So you want to share like you're doing your shake, you're doing your workout, you have to get to work, right? Like you're squeezing it in, you're making it happen. Those are things that you want to show, like your daily life, your workout clip, product of the product. They say don't use your product like Shakeology or things like that, because you don't want to just like, look, let's say for example, somebody's sharing, like following you, and they're like, I really want to get the results that Leanna's getting, and then she just like says that she's using Shakeology, then they might just go on to Team B, they might go on and just order it without telling you. So you kind of want to like talk about like superfoods, your energy drink, things like that. Healthy meal, initiate, promote, call, pull to action, which we just talked about. A lot of people on our team will do like recognition or shout outs. I know that our team is like super awesome about allowing other people to share like their before and after photos, or, you know, it's great to show what you're doing, but it's also good to show like your community and like what other people are doing. And there's so many in our coach group, there's like a million different before and after photos, or you can, you know, reach out to somebody that you've seen their photo and just ask them. Does anyone have any questions about just like the kind of like the everyday social media? No? Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it's this. So when people say, send me more information, and it feels like we've already had a conversation and we've gone back and forth, and they want some hardcore information, I still don't feel like I have something that's really succinct that serves the purpose of enticing without kind of taking our conversation out of the equation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So one of the things that I do, I don't know if this is, I use Google Streak.
Yep,
So
I do too.
You do? Okay. So what I do is if they want more info, I immediately ask them for their email. Because it kind of takes it off of the social media and brings it into like the email format. And so I ask for their email, and then personally, I mean, everybody's a little different, but personally what I use is I use Raina Odell's script. It's in our file tab. I think it's like phenomenal. She's like a very successful coach. She has like a breakdown of like the whole convo flow, and then like really nicely like the two different options if they want to do it for a challenge group or a coach. So I kind of grab the email and then I take the convo into an email. And that way, you know, we're still like social media, you know, talking through the messenger, but then you have their email so you can kind of email them that next step of like, this is what I do, right? Have you seen her script before?
I haven't.
Okay, so I'll show you guys where it is just really quickly because it's phenomenal. I don't know if any of you guys, does anyone else use it?
I will have to say those scripts changed everything for me because it takes a lot out of like you having to figure out what to say when you're like all jumbled up and like freaking out because they're like interested or something like that. I would definitely save them on your phone either through, I use Google Keep, free app that you can also access on your computer. So it's like a double whammy right there. If not, save them on your Instagram. You can do now, what is it called? Like saved.
Yeah. So in this learning, I literally put all of this in the learning tab because so if you go into our learning tab, there's like different breakdowns. And actually one of the videos in here, I have a breakdown of how you would do the snippets. Because in the Instagram now, you can actually save these responses to do like, they're called quick invite.
Quick reply.
Yeah, quick reply. So,
Quick response, quick reply, yeah.
Yep, so there's a video in here. If I were you guys, I would just go through these videos and kind of, I show you exactly how to invite and then how to find people. And then this is the one with the snippet. So just to answer your question really quickly, where'd that thing go? Yeah. I just really like her combo. She kind of breaks it down really nicely. And then what I do is I just ask them for their email and then I kind of give them like that next info of like, you know, this is the snap right here. If they want more info, I just kind of like lay it out there for them. Like I'm like, these are the two options, you know, you can do it as a coach or you can do it as a discount coach. And I usually will send that via email. But you can obviously send it through the quick replies too.
And this is just called invite follow-ups?
Yep, invite follow-up, and it's right in the learning tab in our coach group.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
I have a quick question, actually.
Go ahead.
I've seen how you guys are, you know, because most of mine is through messages. It's not really through email. And I know that a lot of you guys are using email, and I'll see like in your post, you'll say, oh, drop your email without the .com. What is the purpose for that?
So if they were to give you their email, then you can put them in your Google Streak. So like a lot of people will collect, is that your question? Like a lot of people will just collect people's emails.
Like why without the .com though?
Oh, I don't know.
Instagram, Carissa, Instagram actually doesn't, if you put the .com in, it won't allow it. It like flags it or something. I think they don't want people, like you can't put a website in a comment and stuff like that. So I think that's why people say without the .com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I did have a question about emails, Annie, and Lee or whoever's using email. I somehow have a lot of trouble when I go off of social media and I ask for emails, like people just dead ghost me. So then I have to go back into social media anyway. Are you guys having a lot of success with email or?
So I do snag their email just so that I have it, so that I have it track, but I do send like the next steps through the messenger. Like, I'm like, thanks for your email. And then I just go right into it.
Okay, yeah, because I've had to do that where people just don't respond to emails. I know myself, before I did Beachbody, I never checked my email.
Yeah.
So.
And one of the key things with like, you know, the invites is you have to follow up with people. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it is like very common for somebody to like respond and say yes, but then like they're on their phone and then they got their kids, like they're going to work, or like, you know, they went to bed, or like they just like didn't mean to ghost you, but you know, you have to follow up with people. And I think I posted in the coach group, like, I think it takes people like 6, like sometimes like 4 or 6 follow-ups to like have the conversation. And it's very, very common because a lot of people don't use social media the way that we do. We're just kind of messaging. So, you know, like if I had a girl who said she was going to order on Sunday, she still hasn't ordered. Like, I'm like, is everything okay? Like, I didn't see the order go through. So you do have to kind of go back through your messages and just kind of send that next follow-up. That's kind of, and that's in Raina's script too. So you want to look at there. She has like, it's like the best script. It's the best thing I've ever seen. You can obviously change it to how you want, but I just love the way that she does the combo and kind of starts it. And she even, if you read through it, it's like, you know, are you opposed to working out from home? And most people are like, no, you know, and then she goes through like the accountability group. So it's just a great script to have and use. So
I have one thing about email that I do. I ask for their email and say, or if you don't want to post it here, email me, and I put my address in. That way they know I'm legit and not some creep just trying to snag their email address.
Yeah, no, I like that too. I know people do that, and then some people use those like woo-foo forms to fill out, stuff like that. I will say it's pretty, I mean, people usually will give you their email, like if you're talking to them and you expect, like you know, they are interested. But to answer your question, Jen, I usually will just kind of say, go through the rest of the info right in the message too.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because then I was emailing them and not getting a response, so I was having to follow up via Instagram anyway, but that's good to add to my Google streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Cool. Okay, so let's see what else we have on here. Does anyone know a key one that's next? Can anyone guess? Obviously, so like responding, inviting, kind of went through that, contributing to your challenge group. You know, it is, the more that you become, even if you are a brand new coach and you don't even have a coach yet, or you might have one challenger, the more that you just get into the habit of showing up to your challenge group, the more likely like your people are going to show up to the challenge group. So and I also think that getting in your challenge group, and it's a private group, actually helps you step out of your comfort zone a lot, because that's kind of where your coaches are going to see you, and you can kind of share your recipes. And so getting in there, recognizing achievement. So like other coaches, we do a lot of that in our coach group, and then our and then in our challenge groups. And then number 4 is personal development. So this is actually the one that I think most coaches will skip. And it's actually the number 1 that will help you grow your business the fastest. When I ask coaches, how are you growing your business, or how are you seeing success, or what got you motivated to get to Emerald or Diamond, like the number 1 thing that they usually say is during their workouts, they're inviting, and they're doing personal development. So I did not do this for the first couple of years of my business, and therefore like nothing really happened because I wasn't kind of like a full circle. I look at your invites, the 4 key invites, as like a ball holding water. If you're not doing all of them at once, you're going to have a leak somewhere. So it's so important that you're focusing on your workouts, your invites, but then you're doing your personal development is going to help you with the mindset. And once you get the mindset right, everything else falls into place. Because everyone, you know, I'll ask Leanna, or I'll see Jennifer doing her post, or I might see Deanna. And most of the people, when you're reading your personal development or you're listening to personal development, you're going to take pieces of your personal development that you're reading or listening to and then put them into your posts. And how, if you're doing personal development, you'll notice that. So personal development is obviously something that's what you want to work on, but there's so many options on YouTube. You can literally type in personal development and like a million Jim Rons or, you know, Brandon Bouchard or Chalene Johnson, a million things will come up. Or obviously like my favorite one is the Slight Edge. The Slight Edge is just about basically doing this BAT every day, and over time, it's going to compound over time. And that's how this business is. It's like right when you, you know, it takes a couple of months or a couple of, you know, weeks for you to get going and sharing your journey, and you're inviting people and you get into a flow. And it's those little small things that add up over time. So do not skip your personal development. It's really important. It can help you in so many other ways of your life too, like, you know, your job, your family. So that's really, really important as well. Does anyone want to add anything to that? I see
Do your
you.
personal development. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's so important. And if you ever have any, like, if you want suggestions, we have so many different things. And then the other thing on here is this gives you a good tracking, you know, of like, you know, how your thing goes. And then it also has a sheet as well. I think if you go down to the next page, it has like you can write down people's names and a tracking system for you to write down those people. So like Heather, you would want to like follow up with those people that you saw at the gym. You could write their name down with their email, and then maybe just follow up with them or get their Instagram or some way to connect with them so that you guys, you know, that's just like a great example of doing it in person, because that's a huge part of this too. You're going to start to see like your friends and family, if they're starting to follow you and they're seeing you, they're going to start to ask you questions. So it's so important to share all of those things. And I think that's basically it. Like, I just wanted to go over the 4 vitals, why they're so important, and then this business activity tracker. And really, guys, it's really no more complicated than that. This business is pretty simple. The Getting to Emerald call is like, you know, you can listen to the recording, but being an Emerald is basically you signing up 2 people. And that's kind of the first step in this business. And then getting to Diamond is kind of just going to come naturally and right after that, because you're doing these small steps every single day. And I know that if you've been in the bit like Leanna, you guys are like nodding your head, because it's kind of just, it's like we way overcomplicate the business. This is a really, really simple business. It's literally doing these 4 things every day. And it doesn't even have to be in this like giant chunk of time. It could be like in pockets of time, right? So is there any goals that you guys want to share? Like, if you're not Emerald, like, do you have an Emerald goal date? Do you have, are you going to Summit? Why doesn't everyone just share like one thing that they want to focus on for the rest of April? And if you have your Emerald goal date, let us know. Deanna, I think you're a Diamond, right?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm a waffling diamond, but my goal is 1 star by Summit.
Okay, great. Yeah, and like when you get to Diamond, it's going to be that way, right? You know, might go in, you might go out, but that next step is 1 star. And if you guys don't know what 1 star is, basically when you get to Diamond, if you hit 1 star, 2 star, all that means is that you're a Diamond and that you've helped a personally sponsored coach also become Diamond. So now that she got to Diamond, now she's helping somebody on her team become Diamond. So that's awesome. And then you can walk across stage. Sherry, do you have a goal?
Gosh, right now my goal is just to have at least maybe recruit 1 person.
Okay.
This month. But I think maybe before that, I guess now, originally my goal was like to kind of like maybe try to create a connection with like 10 people at least. But I think I could probably try for 20, and you know, whatever I get from that, we'll see what happens.
There you go. Awesome. I love it. Sorry, there's a stink bug, right? Heather, do you have a goal you want to share?
Yeah, I'd like to, I used to be Emerald and I lost it. So I am hoping to be back to Emerald by June 1st. And my ultimate goal is to be Diamond by the end of summer before I start paramedic school.
Nice.
So I have some extra income while I'm in school full time.
That's awesome. So you have how many? You have 2 personally sponsored coaches right now?
I have one.
One. Okay. So you just
My
need 1 more?
husband.
Okay. There you go. Hey, my husband was my first coach. That's how I got to Emerald. Carissa?
My April goal is to do the Ultimate Portion Fix certification, and then Diamond by Summit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. So my goal is also Diamond by Summit. So I have a few inactive coaches right now on each leg, so I'm trying to either get them back in or work on some more coaches so I can get to Diamond and then hopefully help someone else get there one day.
Yeah. There you go. Brooke? Oh, you just jumped on. So you want to tell us what, I know she's my coach, but she just became a coach. Do you want to share with us what program you're doing?
Yeah, so I just started the Transform 20. Well, not just started. I'm on week 4, so doing pretty well, but I'm just trying to like figure Beachbody out in general, like what I like, what I could tell other people I like. So I'm just like, that's where I'm educating myself. So I'm kind of trying to get through this program and find some success and then figure out how to tell someone else about it.
Yeah, and I see that you do your stories and you have your husband up and you're waking up. Like, I'm definitely watching that. I would suggest going through those videos like in the learning tab.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're, like I said, you're doing the programs, you're sharing about it, and then it's maybe just like reaching out to anybody that's watching you.
Yeah, I'm like not as comfortable like telling people like how doing the ask. So I'm just trying to get comfortable with that piece of it.
Yeah, so what I would, if somebody's watching you or something, you could just say like, hey, I'm doing this, like I have this really great support group. Would you ever be interested in learning more? Like, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't overcomplicate it.
I'm like sweating thinking about asking someone. It's so stupid.
The worst that could happen is they say not right now, and then they continue on.
I know.
But the way that I look at inviting, and I think this is a good way to look at when I always think like, what if my coach didn't invite me? Right? Like when my coach invited me, I don't think she was being like, you know, I think she really just wanted me to like try the workouts and programs because it helped her. So instead of thinking about like what they're responsive, just think like, okay, what if my coach never reached out to me? I wouldn't know about these workouts that I could do from home, or I wouldn't know about, you know, that I could do it with the 2 babies at home, or my husband would do it. So kind of take the other person out of the equation and just hit send. And then from there you just run, and then, no, I was kidding. But when you take that out of it and just kind of think of it that way, you're like, oh, like sharing what has helped me. And if they don't want to do it, then that's fine, you know? Because you never know. You never know. And the worst thing that can happen is that you don't invite somebody and then they become a coach with somebody else.
Oh, that would be such a bummer.
Coach. That has 100% happened to me.
I'm sure it's happened to everybody.
I know.
Sorry.
So just send it. Then they know that you're, you know, that you're looking for people. And then, you know, if they don't want the info, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Deanna?
Sorry, troubles with the computer. Also, going back to what you just said, I have not invited people, and then all of a sudden they become coaches and they're like very successful, and I'm just like, damn it. But goals. So my goal is to get to Diamond before our retreat in Florida, and then to Star by Summit.
Yay. There you go.
Might crap my pants, but whatever.
And I think that Diamond is like not a big, I don't think like that's another one that I think people over like think about. It's literally just 8 people. That's it. Like everybody knows 8 people. So don't think it's like this insane crazy goal that you couldn't get. Like you could be Emerald by tomorrow if you really, really, really wanted to. You know, just one of the things on the Emerald call that I talk about a lot is just make a list and just ask the people. Just share with them, like, this is what I'm doing. I'm excited about it. I think it would help you. You know, I share a lot. Like I signed my husband, and I signed my cousin who doesn't do the business, but she lost 100 pounds. And so, like, what if I didn't ask her to do this, right? Like, now she's like, she has 2 kids. Like, she loves the programs and products. She doesn't do the coaching side of things, but, you know, she's a discount coach and she loves the shake. She likes that part of it. So you just never know. And that's why you got to kind of get yourself out of your comfort zone and just do it. And once you do it, you're like, oh, that's not that, you know, it's not that bad. Or it's not that scary. And you could be, you know, building relationships with people that you like never thought you would ever have, and these, you know, crazy fun things. So definitely the personal development side of a thing will help you with that part of it. But the more that you're doing your workouts, you're following your own journey, you're sending those invites and sharing, then it's all going to come together. And it's like a full circle sort of thing. So that's it. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know. Like I said, if you look in the learning tab, Diana, there's this like a bunch of videos. I kind of go over like how I do all those things. Oh, it's my husband. I'm like, who is that? It's my husband. And that's it. So another great call tomorrow night is our team call, which is at 8:00. And that is with a guy named David Ward. And he kind of gives you like the big picture of Beachbody, kind of how like the whole business side of things. So I think my kids want to say goodbye to me. So, all right. Do you guys have any other questions?
Thank you for your time, Annie.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll post this recording in the group so you guys can share it with your coaches or anybody else.
Awesome.
Thank
you. Thank you, Annie.
Have a good night, guys.
Night.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.